Welcome to Homemaker Chic Podcast. We're rescuing the art of homemaking from the daily grind. Red lips, no denim jumpers. We have been on this topic of the homemaker's nervous system. Thanks for your feedback for last week's episode, and we are pleased to continue the conversation today. And we're going to do that with Shay Elliott, my lovely co-host of this show.
Hello, Gov.
Hello. Hello, love.
I'm reading Oliver Twist right now, by the way.
So good.
Not to dispel your introduction here, but I read kind of a modern language book recently called La Bella Lingua about the history of the Italian language. Mm-hmm. And I went from reading that to reading Dickens. This guy, he's just an amazing, terrible human.
Amazing writer.
Amazing writer.
Amazing writer. Yep. Terrible human.
Yes. I think he died in a train accident with his mistress, who was like 13 or something.
13. Did he really?
That's probably a rumor. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah. What did you say last week? 2 weeks ago, George Washington died of like tooth abscess or something, like a bug bite or something like that. Not true.
I corrected myself.
Okay.
I know somebody died of an infected bug bite. Oh, well, this is also a lie.
I was just Googling it. Okay.
I know. It's a total lie.
Okay.
He died from a stroke.
Right.
Oh, he collapsed while visiting his mistress.
Ooh, wow.
And was brought back to his home to avoid scandal.
On a stretcher. Get him in the back door. I'm sorry.
No one can know.
Sorry. I think the whole town knew. All of London.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we talked about the depravity of the Romans last week, so a couple weeks ago. We'll spare that conversation.
Okay, yes, please. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I'm happy to be here. We're actually recording this episode early.
Because
sometimes we have
going
sometimes we have to do this. Look,
sometimes we have to do the thing. she's doing it.
I'm doing it, you guys. I gotta tell you this crazy story, okay?
Crazy. Yeah.
Strap in. The providence that took us to Umbria specifically is pretty amazing. And look, it's our podcast, so I'm just gonna tell you. Like, I'm not on anyone else's time limit. You good? You got a cup of tea, good. Angela?
Good. Okay. Nope, I left it downstairs. Continue.
Okay. So years ago, we started what we called the Italian job, which was this family project that we had where we wanted to take our kids somewhere for a chunk of time.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the thing. We got them their passports, which was so expensive.
Oh my gosh.
Started saving.
You're like, wait, $1,000?
Wait, but they're U.S. citizens.
They're going to expire in 4 years? What? Yeah.
I had a whole list. I had a binder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was a whole process. Well, when it came down to choosing where we wanted to go, we knew because we were going to be gone for a big chunk of time, we wanted to go to a place where we could attend a church.
Yes.
And so our type of church, let's just keep it simple. I'm strobing out. My camera's really excited.
They don't have those kind of lights at Shay's church.
No. The kind of church that we attend does not have these kind of lights. They have no lights. Okay. There is one in north, like in Milan, one in the middle, which is where Umbria is, and then one in the south in Puglia. Okay. So we just were like, okay, well, I don't want to be that far north. I don't necessarily want to be that far south. It's much more difficult to get there. So we'll just choose the one in the middle.
Umbria it is.
Umbria it is, okay? And as I'm Googling all this stuff, trying to pick a village, of which there are many, many, many villages, I just choose this one. That's where we're going to go. I booked the Airbnb. Let's go. This is now our village, okay? Through the grapevine, some friends of ours who we'd gone to church with forever, who moved to Tennessee during COVID, they hear that we're going to Italy. So they reach out to me. They're like, Shay, we just bought a house in Italy. They're older, retired. Mm-hmm. We just bought a house in Italy, and you guys should stay at our house instead of renting a house. I was like, well, we kind of got this all situated. We're in this teeny little village. Y'all, it was the exact same village.
It's just so incredible. I
You know how
mean,
many villages there are in Italy?
it's just Shay. It's just amazing.
It's God's providence. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
just,
Yeah.
this is a village of 8,000 people. It's very piccola. Okay? So anyway, blah, 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 blah. We do the Italian job. We take our kids. We do the thing. And as we're there, just all these pieces are falling into place. It just feels like the most magical thing. And out of that came K Vita because things were just falling into place so well.
Mhm.
So anyway, my friend Sarah is also friends with our mutual friends who have this house.
Mhm.
So she went to go visit them while they were there. And she also visited this village. She loved it so much that she wants to buy a house there. Her and her husband are world travelers. She's like, why not? Why not? They sold their house, built a little tiny house. So, they're just at that phase of life where they're downsizing everything.
Okay.
So Sarah calls me last week. This was maybe like 3 or 4 days ago. Do you want to go to Italy next week?
Hold, please. Stay out. Right. Right.
She had some places she wanted to see. I have some work that my camera is really excited
really
when I
ticking me off,
talk
Shay.
about this. I'm sorry. My light's not even on. I don't know why it's doing that.
Okay.
Anyway, I guess long story long, I'm gonna go because y'all, it was wild. I sat there thinking, I have work to do there. Like I actually work in this place.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's not just funsies, but part of it was like, hey, I'm turning 40. I wanted to go to Italy for my 40th birthday. We can't pull that off, but we could pull one person off. We could pull one person leaving, right?
Right.
It's just amazing. My mind told me all the reasons that I shouldn't go, to the tune of
did.
like I need to clean my white tennis shoes, and
No way.
I swear, I'm told you I'm being super aware of my thoughts. I was like, well, Stu's gonna have to mow the lawn on Saturday, and then he won't have anything for dinner if he's outside working all day and I'm not here. What?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's
full
crazy.
stop.
Right?
And it dawned on me, why am I coming up with reasons why this can't work, as opposed to coming up with reasons that it could?
Mm-hmm.
It's existential thought right there.
Okay. Okay. But for a Paris cafe, right?
Anyway.
Okay.
So I'm grabbing my passport and grabbing a suitcase and going. I'm gonna go spend a week there.
Sweet.
Yep. Stu's holding down the fort, finishing up the homeschool year. Sorry.
Bona Fortuna. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go. I'm really excited about it. So Angela agreed to record our episode a little bit early. So if something major has happened by the time this has aired and we don't address it, that's
Right.
why.
Right.
I'm always worried about that. Anyway, pretty cool, huh? Pretty
I'm happy
neat.
for you.
Are you?
Yeah.
Do you want to come?
Yes.
You still have 4 days to decide.
Just got back.
4 days.
Oh.
Direct flight.
Oh my gosh, stop. I think my family would have a freak out. I mean,
Okay.
I was just gone for, I just got back.
Yeah. Fine. Let's read comments instead of planning an Italian getaway. Okay. Where am I? Where am I?
I don't know. You are.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling.
Okay.
Oh, remember a few weeks ago when we talked about keeping our homes clean? We're going to talk about kind of a version of that today.
Okay.
But this is a comment from Rough Hewn, and it says, years ago, my sister-in-law called me Miss Tidy Bowl.
That's not nice.
Like toilet bowl?
Sister-in-law. Yes. That is
because I like to keep a clean house. I like a clean house. Her house smells strongly of cat pee, so
I wish, what's the reply? You should have clicked on the reply. There's a drop
Oh
down.
my
Somebody
gosh.
commented.
You guys, I have to tell you, I'm sorry, Chatty.
Okay.
I got to tell you about the most incredible Instagram comment I've ever gotten. You ready for this?
Oh,
I took a picture of it because it was so epic.
oh man.
Okay, I did a reel a couple of weeks ago on Instagram of me jokingly saying to Stuart, like, oh, I have a favor to ask. And he's like, oh, what is it? And
Oh, the
Owen's like,
coffee.
she wants you to make you a coffee.
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so he makes me a coffee, and it's funny.
Mhm.
And this person commented on that reel and said, do you think he might feel a little exploited? I'm not trying to be mean, but all I see is the frustrated body language and a smile that seems like it's holding back a scream. Holding back a scream. I responded, which I normally don't respond, but I
You
did.
respond?
I just go, ha 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 ha. No.
That's funny. I really do like the analysis, like the one I sent you. I got a few weeks ago about how I'm torturing
Home torturing?
how I am torturing my precious husband and my
Oh,
children.
you're tortured.
I'm torturing them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting. Oh,
love
sometimes
it.
they just get me. Those ones, like, oh, they just kind of make me laugh. Okay, here's a comment. Holding back a scream. I'm sorry. That's so funny.
It is funny, but I like Miss Tidy. Well, I like how she ends her comment. She's like, "So, yeah,
Okay,
okay."
here's the comment from Shannon Durbin. The idea of shopping for a month feels like such a learned skill. Learned skills for homemakers. That sounds more like what we need to hear. I love this, Shannon, because you're totally right. So it's a good segue into saying thank you to season sponsor Azure Standard, because Azure does do their delivery runs with their big trucks once a month.
Mm-hmm.
And if you aren't used to that setup, it can feel crazy, right? We're used to, especially if you're used to running to the grocery store 3 times a day or 4 times a week or whatever it is. It's like, oh, I forgot sour cream. Oh, we'll just jet in and get it.
Right.
So the way that it works with Azure Standard, and then Shannon, I'm going to address this because I do have a little bit of a thought about this, but the way that Azure Standards works is you can visit azurestandard.com, create an account, and go shopping, do all of your shopping from the comfort of your home. I do mine on my laptop in bed on Saturday nights. I know, wild stuff. And I shop for everything there, from non-dairy cheeses for my daughter to 5 25-pound bags of lentils, grains, flours, olive oils, vinegars. I mean, any food you can think of,
Mm-hmm.
Azure will have it. And they're extending a 15% off promotion to new customers. So you create your account, you go shopping for all the amazing organic, non-GMO, high-quality foods that you need. And then that order will be delivered to your area, to the drop location of your choosing, once a month by a driver. And so you go. We always take our pickup truck because we order all of our organic animal feed from them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, a month's worth of chicken layer bags, for example. And I know that can seem a little bit overwhelming at the beginning, but once you get in the routine of it and once you sort of learn out your system, it saves you so much time. And for us, we live out of town. So every time we forget something at the grocery store or we have to run into the feed store for another bag of feed because we're out, that's a lot of gas money.
Hello.
And it's a lot of time.
Yes.
It's a lot of time. So when you create your account and you place your first order of $100 or more shipped to the drop location of your choice, Azure is extending a 15% off 2 new customers. So there's details, all those details that I just said are in the show notes if you forget any of them. But use the code HOMEMAKER CHIC, all one word, to claim that 15% off. Now back to this comment from Shannon. I'm curious how you do this, but I actually keep a spreadsheet. And it's, here's what I need in my pantry. Here's what I need every month. So we're not at the phase of life where we can like be out of stuff. That's really difficult.
Like mutiny
for
on the
us.
bounty.
It's really difficult.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't keep a spreadsheet. I do have a Google Doc, a master shopping list.
Okay. A master shopping list. Exactly. So do we need salt? Do we need cottage cheese?
Sure.
I don't know why people hate on cottage cheese. I just eat it straight up plain and I love it.
I went like most of my life thinking I didn't like it. Like as a kid at the salad bar. Remember the salad bar in the 80s and 90s, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
would be like, ew, gross. And now it's just like a pleasure. I love it.
Yeah. I love cottage. I love it for breakfast. I think it's fantastic. So the once a month grocery shopping. I don't plan out a month's worth of meals. That would be a total waste of time. Our life and schedule move a little bit too quickly for that. So what I do is with this once a month grocery shopping, I will, by the way, I typically run to the grocery store for things I forgot like once a week.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just the reality of it. But having all the staples in place makes a really, really big difference. So I make sure we have popcorn and peppercorns and all these kinds of things. Google Sheets, Google Docs, those are your friends.
Right.
But it is a learned skill. Yeah, absolutely. And just as cooking from scratch is a learned skill. So I did a class with Azure, which you can learn more about on my website, theelliottehomestead.com/beginners, because they are really wanting to encourage people. Like, cooking is a learned skill. There's not an easy button. Right. You actually have to trial and error and learn and shift and learn some more. And I think it's important to remember that we can learn skills.
Yes. I mean, I think, yeah, all my homemaking is learned skills. It's like you don't like just start and know how to do this stuff. You gotta go through your awkward period and do your research and get your supply, like whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. My Italian tutor asked me a couple of weeks ago, they have these conversation prompts when we're in a class as students. So he was asking, is there any special skill that you were born with, just kind of knowing how to do? And everyone's responses were like, no. Right. Do people know how to do stuff? Right. So I was like, I can do this.
I can do that.
And too. I clovered my tongue.
Is that what it's called? Clovering?
Clover. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
You can roll your tongue.
Yeah. Or you can like crease it.
And you can clover it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can do that. I didn't know it was a name. I thought it was like just a weirdo. I didn't know anybody else could do that.
That's what I bring to my Italian classes.
Great. Did you do that for everyone?
I did do that.
Oh, the Americans.
I did do that. I know. Look what I can do.
Right. This is what I bring to the world. It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I always think about that. So I always think, like, if I watch like something like Gene Kelly, like Dancing in the Rain or something, I look at those dancers that are just sublime. And I think they all took their first dance step. And it blows my mind. Like they might have had rhythm or like a knack, like not 2 left feet, but everyone had to learn. It just, I find it fascinating.
Gardening.
Yeah.
Big time. I've told you guys this, I used to work at a flower shop. I worked at a flower shop for a really long time. And I learned how to arrange plants and flowers and in a very particular way, because this flower shop where I worked, it was called a European garden house. And so there was a very set aesthetic that things had to look like. So these
Love
weren't
that.
like
No
your Safeway floral.
telefloral vibes
There
for
was no
you.
baby's breath. Yeah, it was much, much, much different.
Cool.
And I remember I had just turned 16 and went in and did my first arrangement. I took a picture of it because we kept a camera. And, of course, you couldn't see them. You had to, get them on your computer and do all the things. Because we didn't have phones back then like that. But took a picture of it, and I just thought it was the most beautiful thing. And you look back, and you're like, what? But I'm very capable now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, because you just do bad, 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 bad,
Right.
bad. Maybe a little bit better. Sliver of hope. Bad, bad, bad.
Right. It's true.
Do you remember your first garden?
Mm-hmm.
Was it bad?
Yeah. It was what it could be on my little tiny budget. It was all, yeah, it was really small. It was like 20 by 4, maybe. It was just a
Oh,
strip.
that's right. This was at your condo or apartment thing? Okay.
It was just a strip of, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mine was a little vegetable garden that sat catty corner, just like one little raised bed. And I planted every vegetable at the exact same time. I had no.
Oh, awesome.
I was just like peas and peppers, same day. They're both vegetables, so.
Right. So why not?
So why not? Exactly. Okay. There was one other comment that I was going to read that we had before we jump in. Okay, Anna picked up on something that we often say here on the podcast. She says, don't worry about sounding new agey. They have taken concepts of Christianity and instead of verbally thanking God through those words, they are thanking the universe. They are doing things that we should do as Christians, but giving the glory to themselves or the universe and not to God. That is what makes it new agey and wrong. I hope that makes sense, but I totally know how you feel.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah. There's a really great book called You Are What You Love.
Okay.
That deals with this exact concept of people being made to worship. And everybody worships. Everybody has truths. It's just a matter of what you worship and what truths you hold.
Right.
So it's a great book if anyone wants to dive into that a little bit more, but we can't help but worship, even if all we're worshiping is ourselves.
Yeah, I just wrote that down. Okay.
It's a great book.
So this is going to be sort of a continuation of last week's conversation where we just introduced this idea of the homemaker paying attention to her nervous system. And at the end, we closed with that sometimes like on the outside it can feel okay, or you think you're doing okay. You're like, okay, I had the hot bath. I did the thing. But your nervous system is like, yeah, we're not good here. Over here. So I thought we should continue that and look about how to, how our environment affects that, or what are you thinking for today?
Yeah, I want to talk about creating, how the homemaker creates the right environment to thrive in.
Okay.
So remember last week we talked about that front entrance to our, what did I call it? The front end. Okay? What, within our control, obviously, the things that are within our control, how are we setting up our environment in a way so that not as many, let's just call them triggers, get into the back end of our brain? So if you missed our conversation, what I was talking about is the front end, defense of your body. Think of front end like a front office that you would walk into and you have to talk to the secretary. And she's like, you don't have an appointment here, sir. I'm sorry, but you're not allowed back in the offices. Okay? And you have things set up in a certain way. Maybe you have a waiting room. Maybe there's a little coffee station. Maybe she has her schedule a certain way. But there is a structure in place to manage what's going on behind the scenes. Follow? Okay. To me, when I think about the homemaker in her home, That's a part of it that we do have control over. There's so many things that we do not have control over, and the harder we try to hold on to them, the more frustrated we're going to become. My camera is so frustrated right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know why it's doing that. If you're watching the video, I'm very sorry. I feel like
wigging me out.
I know. It's like it's completely off. I don't know why. Technology. Anyway, there's so much that goes on that we don't have control over. The harder we try to hold on to that, the more frustrated that we can get. How do we set ourselves up in our homes for success? And I've always known that people have different particularities, but it didn't dawn on me until recently when my doctor was like, unapologetically, you have to set your home right. Mm-hmm. Because in order for you to do well mentally, the environment has to be as good as it can be. Mm-hmm. So here's a very simple example to kind of, get your mind going on the possibilities of this. We all know what it's like to wake up in the morning and just feel completely overwhelmed at the amount of work that we have in front of us for any given day. Big schedules, big to-dos. Maybe you have an extracurricular thing or two thrown in there for a little extra space. Mm-hmm. So you get up out of bed and you're already kind of like, oh shoot, this is going to be a rough one. That's a very important thing to take note of, because it's all the more important on those days to set your environment right so that you can thrive. Now, there might be people listening who are like, I thrive in a messy home. It doesn't have to be really organized. I don't mind flying by the seat of my pants for dinner. Mm-hmm. And that's probably totally true for some people. Mm-hmm. I am not like that at all. And so my doctor said, when you get up, especially, school days, work days, when you get up in the morning, mm-hmm. you put your face on, because for me, that's part of me feeling good. Mm-hmm. You make sure your hair is clean. You take a shower if you need to. Get dressed so that you feel nice. And then take 10 minutes, make your bed, get a load of laundry started, so that the day happens, all these things are going on. At some point, you're going to come back downstairs to whatever, change your shoes or grab a sweatshirt. If you walk into chaos, or what you feel is what's chaotic to you, like your bed not being made, right, or a load of laundry piled up on the floor,
right,
that can be enough to kind of break the camel's back, the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Sure. Yeah. And I think what you just pointed out, like, it's not the same for everyone. Like, other people's right. nervous systems when your nervous system reacts, when it goes into that fight or flight mode, it is because it doesn't feel safe.
Right.
So some people can be, like spontaneous and in a messy, like maybe a messy environment, or kind of flying by the seat of their pants. And they feel safe operating that way. Other people don't feel safe. People's triggers are all going to be different. And that's what that nervous system response is. It's like something inside going like, I don't feel safe this way. And so, like, we can talk about mm-hmm. setting up our homes to have like predictable routines, so that we can't, no matter what type of person we are, we can feel safe, quite frankly, in our own space.
Mm-hmm. Or even slightly tick down a level, not even just necessarily safe, mm-hmm. feel like it's set up for you to thrive.
Sure. Yeah.
I got a big day.
Like, if you know you're going to thrive, you've just like removed the chaotic part of the equation for you. It doesn't
remove the work. It doesn't change the circumstances at all. That's right. What's so fascinating about it. But it's saying, if I know what's for dinner, I can handle a podcast recording session in the afternoon mm-hmm. better.
Mm-hmm. Where the camera is going crazy. Yeah.
It's okay now.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
It likes to wait till I'm making a point and then mm-hmm. I won't do that. Two interesting things about this.
Okay.
First is that I think it's good if you're listening to this, check in with yourself. I love this. I'm going to be 40. By the time this airs, I'm going to be 40 next week. And I love that I'm still learning stuff about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like really paying attention to things about myself. And a lot of times it takes somebody else from the outside being like, hey, you're like this. Shoot,
Right.
I am like that.
Right.
So check in with yourself and take note. So, for example, you were talking last week about the nervous system and things that trigger it. And sometimes it's not as predictable, but sometimes it is. Like that 4 o'clock hour where you're kind of trying to wrap up the day, move on to the next phase of the day. That is like a notoriously difficult time for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Monday mornings, kind of the same way, like a notoriously difficult time. So once you start paying attention to it, you can identify where those tension points live in your actual timeline of your week. Mm-hmm. And once you identify those, self-awareness is like the majority of the solution to this. Oh, when it's like this, I get like this. See? No, it's stroking out again. That's point one. Point two is that just like you want people to appreciate that you're an individual, so I want, for example, my family to recognize that I am incredibly impacted by my environment, and I am a much better mother when my environment is set up in a way for us to thrive as a family. Mm-hmm. That's true, but two things can be true at the same time. I also need to hold space for them, for the people in my life who aren't that way.
Right. Right.
What this looks like, this doesn't look like letting people walk all over you. But for me, what this looks like is, not being such a martyr about just like putting Stu's shoes away and folding his clothes and putting them in front of his dresser. And, I don't leave his side of the bed unmade. I don't expect him to come in and clean the bathroom, because while he appreciates those things, he doesn't have like a visceral response to them like I do. Mm. And I think that's where a lot of that tension in the home comes from. Mm-hmm. I want it like this. You want it like this.
Right. So let's see. I'm trying to look at your notes. What do you mean by setting the stage? You've got setting the stage in our notes. Mm-hmm.
Let's think about
inventory of our day.
Yeah, let's brainstorm. Okay. Yeah, let's brainstorm right now. So I encouraged people to find spots in their week where there tends to be a pattern of frustration, maybe. Do you have those pockets?
Yeah, and do you think there's always an out, though? I mean, I know what mine is. Mine's Wednesdays. Wednesdays are nasty for me because that's the day that I film. That's the day that if I have an advertiser on YouTube, the ad is due to the ad agency. I have to get it edited, filmed. I have to school people. Can't not school people. Can't not feed people. Like Wednesdays are just like, on filming weeks, There isn't always a solution to that. I mean,
no, the solution unfortunately is typically never just don't do it.
Yeah.
The solution at this stage of life for us looks like figure out how to do it in the best way that you can.
Right. Right.
I could spend the rest of my life with my kids in my home just bitching about how much groceries they eat, how many. Mm-hmm. Or I could just know that responsibility is on my shoulders and I am going to whatever. Let's say I do my big Azure order once a month and then I plan for every Saturday, pick up anything else we need from the grocery store. And then that's a system. And then I'm not grouchy and they get fed. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I mean by setting the stage. Looking for the opportunities. Because look, if there's no dinner on the table, my family's impacted by that, but not in the same way that I am. Because they're not the ones who are going to problem solve that situation.
Right.
Now, I mean, if we want to take it further, we talk about organizing our life and our home in a way that helps it to thrive. This might look like going to your husband or to your older kids and be like, actually, Wednesday's a doozy of a day for me. Mm-hmm. So Wednesdays is going to be a day for you to make homemade mac and cheese or popcorn and cheese mm-hmm. or whatever.
Yeah.
Like changing the situation to eliminate some of those places.
Okay, you know how you said, like, sorry, I'm laughing at something my kids said this week. You know how you said Mondays, and I kind of want to talk about your Monday mornings a little bit more. You're trying to make an adjustment on Monday. Yeah. Sundays are a real mic drop for me. Like, I get this from my mom. I'm going to blame her. Like, my mom did not make dinner on Sunday. I remember, this was like old school 80s where you went to church like twice a day on Sundays, and we'd be pulling out of the church parking lot in the evening. Be like, what's for dinner, Mom? Cereal, she'd say. And last weekend, somebody came in the kitchen like at 4, and they're like, what's for dinner anyways? And Amelie goes, I'm sorry, do you live here? We don't get to eat on Sundays, like Sunday nights. What are you talking about? But that's just a way that I'm like, look, you can scrounge, you can make popcorn. You're not going to starve. There's plenty of food, but like, I'm not doing it. That's just Sunday nights. I'm not going to do the clean up the kitchen till 7:30 and be expected to hit the ground running like Monday morning. It's like, it's kind of like I guess a protective. It's one of the ways I just protect my sanity. You can't just like not do things though. Like, I have to make sure there's scrounge food, on Sunday. So like Monday comes and you're styling your Monday mornings a little bit differently. Where are you bumping those? Like, how are you finding time to do that? How did you make that adjustment?
Well,
now that
it's
you're
complicated,
right?
It's complicated because what I found was, look, we talked about the nervous system last week, but I'm trying to decide how much I want to say.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I am genuinely actively working through depression. So I was diagnosed a couple months ago. I shared that on my Substack. So it's not hidden knowledge or anything. Mm-hmm. But, the kind where you just kind of can't pull yourself out of the swamp.
Yeah.
So I am hyper aware of everything because I'm really trying to get a new lay of the land.
Mm-hmm. Do you, let me kind of rephrase it. Do you find you're eliminating things to accommodate for those changes? Because that's what I want to hear.
It's all tied together.
I want to tell people, like, you can't just, there's not a magic wand. You're probably going to have to let some stuff go.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, that's what I was trying to
100%. But the thing is, like, it's all intertwined, right? Because money is intertwined with work, and work is intertwined with mental well-being, and it's all this big soup. So it looks like eliminating a lot of things and just unapologetically guarding my heart and my mind. What that means is that I actually am a much better employee to myself when I work 3 days a week. That's what I can like whole heart give right now. The interesting thing is, like, when you show up, when all these other things are accounted for, and you can show up and just bust it for 3 days, you accomplish the same amount. There's no one, like, I'm always amazed. I can sit at my desk and I can work and work and work, and I get done, and there's no one who like is giving me a high five when I leave. Like, good job, you clocked it for this many hours. Yeah. No one knows. No one cares. Yeah. So there's like, this is like 80 conversations in once, and I forgive my rabbit trade brain, but it looks like letting go of a lot of things, such as working on Mondays.
Okay. I also imagine, because I know this for myself, like we've gotten so much better between the two of us, or I guess me, and he's gotten better at responding. Or I will go to him the day before and say, like, this is what's on my plate tomorrow, and this is what I need from you.
Yeah.
And not in a condescending, like, you work for me way. I don't mean it like that at all. It means that I'm actually asking
for help.
Yes.
That's the number one thing on my list.
Yeah.
Ask
and
for
it's
help.
made just the world of difference.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to be a mind reader. He feels useful. He's providing me with a solution, whether even if it's just like whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It helps, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
This also looks like, I don't know, just in case anyone needs to hear this, I am letting go of a lot of things financially.
What does that mean?
I guess I thought.
What do you mean?
I think there was a time when you and I were doing what we were doing, and, you know, I was publishing books and doing the pilot for the Food Network, and you think these opportunities come up and you think, this is going to work.
Oh, you're saying, like.
So financially, gotcha. I am really content to just
see what you're saying.
Have our daily bread.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like grand mountain I'm trying to climb. There's no crazy achievement. It's so cliche, but it's like what I'm finding is like if your home is healthy and your heart and your mind are healthy and you feel good and you're, you know, there's groceries and the floors are cleaned and like you love your husband and you have a good relationship with, that's worth all the monies.
Right.
All the money. And, you know, that's a tricky balance to hold as an entrepreneur because you have to be self-motivated.
Sure.
You're not an employee. It's not a clock in and clock out kind of job.
Yeah, but there's a huge difference between self-motivated and like audience. I'll share something private that Shay and I say to each other, like when we're encouraging each other, like, you know, we're both in this, like, we both kind of like home make on a stage. Like people see our homes and they see what we do. And we're very ideas. We're ideas women, you know, we have ideas and we like to bring them to life and execute them. Mm-hmm. But we have this joke between us, like never going to be Joanna Gaines. Mm-hmm. And like, we don't want to be. And
Joanna Gaines isn't even Joanna Gaines.
That's what I mean. She's a team. But that's the private joke between us is like, the daily bread, we've got our little ideas, our trips, or like, this is it.
Yep.
We're going to take care of this.
That's right.
Yeah.
So like the playing smaller, to me, it's like been this sweet relief and just like beautiful and tenderness. So like Mondays, for example, I'll clock into the office for a couple hours at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. When things are accounted for in the home, but I'm letting myself have Mondays to do. We have 4 kids, like in a very important time of life, and we home educate them. So when I say it's thick, like it's thick. They need their clothes washed. They need help cleaning their rooms. They need food to take to co-op tomorrow. They deserve to have a mom who is present and emotionally available and stable, and they deserve to live in an environment that is healthy and thriving. And in order to do that, you have to protect yourself from forces that take some of that away. Everyone has to work. It's a fact of life.
Right.
I'm not lamenting work at all. I love what I do for a living. Mm-hmm. But you know, I think you were doing the same thing. Like we both just took half of YouTube off of our plate. Mm-hmm. It's still very important. It's a very special place for us to connect with people, but it was depriving our family of a ton of time to do a video a week. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't healthy. And so instead we just said, look, we're going to give it our heart every other week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to truly show up for work in a powerful and meaningful and honest way, Tuesday through Thursday.
Amen to that. Yeah.
That's what I mean about creating the right environment to thrive in. For me, you may be totally different, but for me, mm-hmm. I do not thrive just logging hours in. I don't thrive when I'm a slave to my work.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really, really, really love being a homemaker. Those are my best days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm filling the spice jars and cleaning out the little fridge and
Right.
ironing clothes. I love that stuff. And my family does too. So anyway, setting the stage, because we are impacted. We are impacted by our environment, and part of our environment is our schedule. Part of our environment is our budget.
Sure. Sure.
Lame, but true.
Super lame.
Yeah. So that's what some of those stages or changes look like in terms of setting the stage. But I think every homemaker is going to hear this in a different way. So, I think money is actually where a lot of this comes home to roost, because how many of you have ever had some kind of like nervous system response to your budget? And while you answer that, let's say thank you to our sponsors who keep Homemaker Chic on the air. Your nervous system, your body, your physical response is so impacted by your budget,
Right.
by your bank account. Y'all ever open that up and you're like, well, there goes my good day.
There goes my good day. Exactly. Yeah, it's not a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. Or yeah, when there's chaos, I think the right environment to thrive in for the homemaker, for not everybody, but for a lot that I talk to,
Mm-hmm.
it is smaller and tidier. And I think that's kind of culturally taking root a little bit. Have you noticed this? Like, I've even noticed this in like people's houses and things. Like, people are choosing smaller, used, less expensive.
Mm.
It seems like that's kind of becoming more par for the course because people are disenchanted, maybe. Have you noticed that?
That's probably, yeah, I can see that. I can see that word for sure.
So you mentioned, you were talking about Sunday night not cooking dinner, but you were going to tell people where those friction points are in your week.
Well,
I mean,
Wednesday's my big one. And
Okay.
for me, so for me, it's when I feel like I'm not going to be able to get XYZ done and will subsequently let people down. That's when I start to panic, being the firstborn daughter that I am.
People
Okay. That is, I don't like letting people down at all. And I don't like, yeah. So when I start to feel like, how will I do all this? And mostly it's my family. So I always try to keep my work is like on the side, it's like a side thing. And I don't ever want them to feel like, oh, mom has to do XYZ, but that's how they end up feeling, in particular on filming days. I don't like filming days. I love the end result. I don't like everything it takes to get there. Other times that I feel that way, yeah, it's where I've maybe on a day where I've just chosen to, I think probably just do too much.
That actually reminds me of something my doctor said. I'd never had anybody say it to me before, so I'll just share it in case it's helpful. She said, when you're planning out your day, especially if you're a people pleaser or you're an achiever or you do have ideas or you like to express yourself creatively, she said you need to build your day at an 80% capacity. Fill your day to 80%.
Yeah.
Because if you fill it to 100 just because you can, okay, well then what about when the glass breaks?
Yeah.
What about when the cat throws up on what about that?
I don't do that anymore. I cannot do that anymore.
No, I can't either.
I went for so long, like not even just having time to sit down, and I don't know, last year or so or whatever, I just am like, yeah, I'm not going to live that hot anymore. If I can't
Mhm.
just sit and be unproductive for a little bit, it's just not, it's
And
not
not
worth
feeling
it.
like you have to earn your rest.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
that's a
big,
bad one.
that was a big work through, or earning it for sure.
Yeah. I can sit and enjoy this glass of wine outside because I did 8 hours of work in the garden. You can also just sit,
Right.
you weirdo.
You
Just
weirdo. Yeah.
I would love to hear comments this week on this because this is such a core thing of what we share here on the podcast, and I think there's more to parse out here. But I would love to hear how your body's impacted by your environment, how you set the stage in your home, what this kind of looks like, or even if you're older, if you can weigh in so we can share that information with the
Sure.
younger. Please.
How you've learned to listen to your
Yep.
body. Yeah, I want to
Yep.
hear all the things.
Yes, I want to hear all the things. Thanks for being here with us this week. I will be back stateside for next
You,
week's episode, so
you won't even know she's gone.
you won't even know. It's like I never left.
Yeah.
Stu will know. Poor guy.
Who
All
will
right,
feed him
ladies.
dinner after he mows the lawn? He's going to have that
Somebody.
sad, forlorn posture, Shay.
I know. He's holding screams inside.
Holding silent screams.
Silent scream. Oh.
All right.
Very good. All right, ladies. Thanks for
Us.
being here. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.